We begin tonight with a story of survival. In August 2018, police say Denise Caulfield was attacked by her husband while she was working at the Beauty and Bliss salon in Colony.
Her husband, Thomas, stormed into that salon and stabbed and nearly beat her to death. Customers were able to flag down two passersby who stopped the violence. Caulfield was sentenced to 25 years in prison after pleading guilty to multiple charges. Now, a woman who tried to fight off the attacker is running for Congress in the 20th District. And all new at 6, Liz Joy is using her experience to bring awareness to New York's controversial bail reform laws. CBS 6's Lemon Officiani explains why Joy thinks the laws need to change and change fast, she says, Emily.
Yeah, that's right, Greg and Anna. You know what the really crazy thing is? That Liz Joy wasn't even supposed to be in the salon that day. She says it's amazing that both she and Denise survived the vicious attack. But the physical and emotional trauma is why she's fighting to protect victims from offenders set free under bail reform. Liz Joy was enjoying a day at the salon, getting her nails done with her friend and manicurist Denise Caulfield, when a knife-wielding attacker stormed the private room they were in.
He plunged the knife into her immediately, and I jumped up out of my chair and yelled, "Call 911."
The man was Denise's husband, Thomas. Joy says she remembers thinking if she didn't do something to stop him, Denise would surely die. A bloody battle ensued that Joy can still recall in vivid detail. Thomas had a knife and brass knuckles. Joy used whatever she could.
I grabbed the first thing that I saw, which was a wrought iron mannequin, dress form mannequin. And I ran back into the room with it and began to hit him. And we engaged in a fight.
While Denise lay unresponsive on the ground bleeding and Joy was fighting for her life, another person called to Thomas. In the seconds that he was distracted, Joy says she was able to run outside and flag down a driver in the road for help. He ran into the salon and subdued Thomas. Joy also went back in and held Denise until first responders arrived.
Picked her head up in my hands and held her ear close to my mouth, and I just began to speak to her and tell her she was going to live, and I prayed over her.
Denise did survive after having 2 life-saving surgeries. Joy was on crutches for 6 weeks and went through months of physical therapy. Now, a year and a half later, Joy is running for Congress in New York's 20th District. The mother of 4 says after experiencing firsthand the trauma of domestic violence, she wants to stand up for victims' rights by fighting to repeal bail reform.
It needs to be started over from scratch. Does reform need to happen? Well, sure. But violent offenders, like people who are committing horrible acts of domestic violence or attacks on other people, should be kept in jail. And you know what this law does is it keeps victims in a perpetual state of terror.
Joy tells me that Denise is back at work and doing well. She says on the 1-year anniversary of their incredible survival last summer, they both went back to the salon in the same room and even the same chair for their nail appointment. And